Hey everybody, it's your boy Toasty here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Mortal Kombat 2021 movie. I've been so excited to see this film, waiting much of my life for it. It didn't disappoint, guys. It didn't disappoint. This was absolutely fantastic. Now, that being said, of course, I do have some issues with it, but for what they had to work with, I am incredibly satisfied. So, to begin this video, I'm going to talk about the strengths. First and foremost, I found, I would say, the first act was incredibly enjoyable. I thought that honestly was the best part of the movie. All of the scenes with Hiroyuki Sanada as Hazo Asashi and Joe Taslim as Bihan. He was fantastic. I really liked their presence on screen together, and I thought the way they directed everything was just gorgeous. The way how they blended it all together. Quite frankly, it put MK Legacy's variation to shame. I thought this was just spot on. I think Simon did a very, very good job here. So I'm also going to now go into the performances of the film. I thought Jessica McNamee as Sonya Blade was ideal. She was absolutely perfect. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm a huge fan of Bridget Wilson. I thought she was also a lovely Sonya Blade, but honestly, I like Jessica even more. She really nailed the essence of Sonya Blade's character. Now, in my opinion, one of the biggest strengths of the film was very much Josh Lawson himself as Kano. He was hysterical, absolutely hilarious. I thought the comedy in the film was, in my opinion, perfectly balanced. Yeah, Josh really delivered, and from what I understand, he actually input a lot of improv into his performance, and yeah, I just thought what he delivered was brilliant. Josh he steals the show. I really, really hope to see him back again. Joe Taslim, Sub-Zero. Don't mess with that man. I loved his fight scenes. I think all of his fight scenes were easily the best in the entire film. He completely blew me away. I know he's been asking for like a Sub-Zero Mythologies film, and by all means, I would welcome that with open arms. Louis Tan, Cole Young, man, welcome to the fam. You were amazing. Really liked what you created for this character. I liked where he went in the film. I'm excited to see you again, man, in this universe. Now, Raiden, yeah, he was fantastic. A very authentic portrayal of the character. Shinhan, Shang Tsung, I love how he made it his own. I think he did good. Very good, for sure. Different than Carrie's performance. I was very satisfied. Jax, another character who is very great. I really liked how he kind of showed his cockiness a little bit towards the end of the film when he got his arms. That's kind of the Jax we know and love. Ludi Lin, Liu Kang, one of my favorite performances of the whole movie, hands down. I just thought immediately upon seeing the guy, yeah, this is Liu Kang. This is Liu Kang. I love Robin Shou as the character, but Ludi, wow, you definitely passed the test here. Now, of course, that brings me to Max Wong and Daniel Nielsen's characters, Kung Lao and Cabal. I still stand by my opinion by saying that they have the best attires I find in the entire film. Really, really stood out, and I think they did an extravagant job. Max's new single, Flawless Victory, listen to that tune, he did a stellar job. So the fight scenes in this movie, they were, in fact, incredibly fun. But to be honest, I was so kind of engrossed into them. Quite frankly, they almost felt too short. I wish they were longer. It was just so much fun. For the budget they were given for this movie, and in terms of the special effects and CGI that they did bring, for example, Goro, who was breathtaking. Yeah, I was definitely happy. Goro's voice, I kind of had a mixed opinion about. Kevin Michael Richardson's voice as the character in the 95 film in Scorpion's Revenge, it's hard to top. Conclusively, I do think that Goro was handled very well. I loved seeing all the Easter eggs that they kind of threw in there. Now, do mind you, I've only watched this film once so far. Seeing that mural of Delia and Argus, that was very unexpected, and I kind of freaked out seeing that. That was wonderful. The 3D Mortal Kombat games are my favorite, and probably will always be my favorite. They finally incorporated Reptile's real name, Syzoth. I thought that was pretty badass. One of the best things about this film, the score. I couldn't ask for anything more. So then, of course, there's this guy's little Easter egg, so to speak, at the end. Got a kick out of seeing that poster. Johnny Cage has always been one of my favorite characters, so for him to finally get the limelight in the next film, count me in. So now it comes to some of the downsides with this movie. As much as I loved Hiroyuki Sanada as Scorpion and Hanzo Hasashi, I feel like they needed to incorporate a bit more time with him. Scorpion is the icon of Mortal Kombat, him and Sub-Zero, and Joe definitely took up a lot of screen time, which I'm not complaining about. That's wicked. He was legendary. So good. But, seeing just even a little bit more of Sanada, I would have definitely been more pleased. DC Stringer, I didn't mention her yet. Let me get this out of the way with, I thought she did an extraordinary job. She didn't get enough screen time. I was very disappointed in that, because I was so kind of swept away with her performance from what we did get. I wanted to see more of Melina. They ended her a little too easy. And I might as well get to it now. That is sort of one of my biggest gripes with this film, is that some characters, Reptile, Raiko, and especially Nitara, they just felt like cannon fodder. A little bit of a disservice to their fans, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when it comes to Nitara especially, it felt like she was just kind of injected in there for literally, God, not even a few minutes. She's cut in half. Holy fuck. That was the most gruesome part of the film by far. I thought that looked pretty gnarly, and I loved it. But at the same time, I was a little bit heartbroken too, because I'm such a Nitara fan. She's underrated, and to see her go like that and so quick was it's done. My opinion hasn't changed for Raiko's look. I didn't like his look very much. It was kind of strange compared to what we're used to. The thing I think I hated the most about Raiko's character is, hell, I don't even think he had any dialogue. It was mostly just all grunts and stuff. Raiko's supposed to be this intelligent, strategist. He's a general in Shao Kahn's army, and he just sort of seemed like some brute. One thing I hope this sequel will bring to the table is more variety in locations. One thing I absolutely love about this film, very passionate about, is the diversity in the cast. And that's something that I hope they keep on pushing. But to me personally, it felt like a little over half the movie was set in Raiden's temple, and I found that got a little stale. I would have preferred to sort of venture out a little bit and see what else the world of Mortal Kombat has to offer. The pacing The pacing seemed a little off at times. I thought everything was blended wonderfully, especially in the first act. But to be honest, I found ever since around the time where they get to Raiden's temple, some of the cuts and the transition to scenes just seemed, for lack of a better word, almost rushed. It just seemed that I was, finally very invested in some dialogue, some, great chunks of lore that, were being introduced. All of a sudden, out of the blue, Kung Lao's teleporting out of nowhere, and there's there's Kung Lao. Wow, what's going on? Then there's all this shit going on, a fight with Sub-Zero, and I'm like, what happened? Came out a little too fast and in your face, and I don't know if I was really for that. I would have preferred a more gradual leaning into certain scenes. What I really liked about Liu Kang in this movie, he just seemed like such a humble guy, of course, and he was such a sweetheart. We did lose Kung Lao, which sucked big time, but I feel they could have added a couple more layers to it. All in all, I walked into this movie with high expectations to see some sick fights and cool Easter eggs and some lovely performances, and all of that, it held up. I was not disappointed. I was thoroughly engaged this entire movie. Out of the hour and 50 minutes that occurred, honestly, I wasn't even bored once. Not once. I was entirely captivated. Everything that was displayed was top-notch, and I really appreciate everything. Todd Garner, love you, man. I've never seen such a good sport, in the community. You're incredibly interactive with us, and it's been an absolute pleasure. And stick around, man. Keep talking to us, because we all bloody well know there's going to be a sequel or sequels, spin-offs. Come on, we all want it. This movie's already doing very well. There's just so much potential with all the rich lore that Mortal Kombat has to offer since the 90s. You got to realize that, one, it's been a long time. I understand the script went through a lot of rewrites, and Greg Russo heavily edited the script and put his own flavor into it. When you're putting your foot into the door here and trying to make something as huge as this, you can't expect literal perfection off the bat. There's going to be some hiccups somewhere. We're only human, but we live and we learn. And Todd Garner said himself, if there are certain things that need to be improved upon for the sequel, he'll look into that. The entire team will look into that, and the sequels will just be bigger and better. They'll strive to improve it and satisfy us fans, because they do deeply care about what we have to say. For example, just one small little thing, but they took it very seriously. Scorpion's "Get over here" line towards the end of the film. A lot of people were unsure or heavily disliked how that line was initiated. I was, I'm not gonna lie, a little shocked actually that they went out of their way to alter that line, and I will admit, it sounds much better now, more similar to the games and what I originally would have expected anyway. So I have high faith in the entire team. I always will. Yeah, guys, just try to stay optimistic. Be graceful. The rating, I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10. An hour and 50 minutes, huh? It felt like when the movie was over that I was just sitting there for like 45 to 50 minutes, actually. I was like, shit, that's it? I was having so much fun with this film. I wanted so much more. If you want to make the next installment, you know, like Lord of the Rings in duration, please, it'd be great. There's so much you can do with the lore, as I've expressed, so I think that would be quite magical and welcome amongst all the fans. Alright guys, thanks for watching my review. This movie was just on a whole other level, man. I'm excited to hear your thoughts as well. Alright guys, peace.